Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. This is episode 582 of the Ping Pong Flix Show. And first, of course, I have to thank my newest member of the Ping Pong Flix Show, and that is Andreas Karlstrom. I hope I said your name right. If I didn't, I apologize. But Andreas Karlstrom, thank you so much for supporting my channel. Thank you so much for being a member, part of the member of the Ping Pong Flix family show. And I have to, of course, thank you for joining the rest. Timothy Dalbeck, Vod Carriot, Raj Rudolph, Mott 50, Salman Malik, Brent Coffee, Maximilian Platten, Jeffrey Mock, Il Divino Vega, JD McRae, Griff the Sith, Michaela, Mike Smith, Bon Jovi, Calendar, Big Rooster, Nadir Hussein, Roger Benavidez, Code Awesome 28, the ACS Universe, Carlos and Mr. J310, Frank Dombrowski, Kal-El of Krypton, Curtis Deberg, WNH Productions, Danny Gray, Derek Schultz, Ray Ray's Collection, Entertainment, William Powell, Brandon Hall, Krypton Cage, George, Arib Hussein, David Sherrington, and of course, Sickness. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining as a member of the Ping Pong Flix Show. Now, let's get on to the news. The first topic of the day is Matt Reeves, the Batman, will explore Bruce's soul? What? Are we talking about supernatural stuff here? No, actually not. This is coming from Den of Geek, where it says that Matt Reeves' The Batman movie will explore the soul of Bruce Wayne. The co-writer of DC's upcoming The Batman movie talks about how this one will be different from the countless ways Bruce Wayne has already been explored on screen. And, you know, that makes sense just reading that overall because there's so many Batman interpretations that have come out, including Zack Snyder's own Batman interpretation. They have to probably do something different or want to do something different. That way we don't have those comparisons. But as we know, Reeves isn't just directing the Batman. He also co-wrote the script with Mattson Tomlin. Mattson Tomlin discusses a little bit about the Batman. It's tough to talk about just because you want the movie to speak for itself, Tomlin admits. However, he's still willing to talk in broad terms about how this version of the Dark Knight will be different from ones we've seen on screen in recent years. Both Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, and Justice League, which starred Ben Affleck and the Cape and Cowl, focused on an older, more experienced Dark Knight, but isn't the case for the Batman, which features Pattinson as a Bruce Wayne who is only just beginning his career as Batman. It's the early days, he says. I think that, first of all, it's a younger version than the most recent versions that we've seen. They're taking more philosophical approach to their Batman. I think that Matt Reeves as filmmaker, if you look at any of his work, whether or not it's Let Me In or Cloverfield or the Planet of the Apes movies, he's always coming from a point of emotion. It's never the big action thing. It's always, what is this character's soul? And of course, we all know the soul of Batman and Bruce Wayne is a troubled place. I think that really looking at Batman as somebody who has gone through this trauma, and then everything that he's doing is then a reaction to that, rather than shy away from that, I think this film leans into that in some very fun and surprising ways, he says. I think that's all I can say without getting yelled at. So, of course, Batman currently opens on October 1st of 2021. So that really makes sense. It is Batman, and you know, having a different style of story to that would make it a lot more interesting than what we've seen so far, since we already know pretty much the lore of Batman, right? So they have to explore a certain take on it, and I think with the combination of the detective aspect of it, which we haven't seen so much of, with that aspect and getting more philosophical, the soul of it, kind of like what the Schumacher almost kind of did if they went with that version, the Red Book edition, where it kind of went deeper down into the lore, into his psyche a little bit. That could be it as well, right? So combination with Matt Reeves, especially the movies that I like. I love Let Me In, I love Cloverfield, I love the Planet of the Apes series. I think it's going to be a really good movie. I think I'm pretty confident in that. So I'm really intrigued and interested to see that DC Fandome trailer or teaser. If they're having, I think they are. I think there is really going to be a teaser for that DC Fandome, and I can't wait to see their take on the Batman, and maybe we can actually see some of that, right? Batman is gonna, a little bit of justice for his story, right? This detective story. Someone else that will probably need some justice soon, and that is Ray Fisher. Now, we talked about it yesterday about Ray Fisher, who had came out and said things like Geoff Johns had done this and that during the LA reshoots, right? So that actually did happen, and I want to bring that up again because and I didn't cover this last night because I didn't actually see this until this morning. There has been things going on Reddit when they're trying to figure out a little bit of what Ray Fisher said. So let's go back to what Ray Fisher said. He said this: during the LA reshoots for Justice League, Geoff Johns summoned me to his office to belittle and admonish my and my agent's attempts to take grievances up the proper chain of command. He then made a thinly veiled threat to my career. This behavior cannot continue. So, and I thought it's really well worded out. It's really well put together. It has things like time, which is during the reshoots, place in LA, where summoned me to office, who got involved, who was what was happening, what had done in that part, the grievances. It's really proper way of saying it. It's a very intriguing accusation, right? So this dropped today, and it was on social media. It's from the DC Cinematic, right? And it's and they're talking about this a little bit. Ray Fisher is actually accusing Geoff Johns of committing a crime. So I felt like this deserves a separate post. Somebody on another forum pointed out that in the latest tweet by Fisher actually accuses Johns of committing a crime. Fisher says that he tried to take his grievances up the proper channels and for doing so got threatened by Johns. Well, this constitutes as workplace retaliation, which is illegal in the state of California. Fisher specifying that it happened in LA is no accident. John's actions also violate federal equal employment opportunity laws. Lastly, Fisher was able to post this because NDAs do not cover criminal behavior. Whoa. Okay, so that is like, and that got me thinking back to that because it is right. Like he explained it so in a much more specific words, like during the LA reshoots. He could have just said during the reshoots of Justice League, or he could have been much more, like if I would have worded him, would have been much more simpler. But he did that specifically because it is a specific criminal accusation, right? And someone looked it up, and it's true. Workplace retaliation, section 1102.5 in the California Labor Code. So if this is true, and I certainly believe it is, Geoff Johns done fucked up. He is a criminal. Right? And that's if this is true, and I believe it is. But if it turns out and he goes to court or whatever happens, I don't know what's going to happen after this accusation here. But this is a lot. This is bad. Like, this is bad for Geoff Johns. At this point, I almost feel like they may take him out of DC Fandome entirely. Like, he committed a crime. There's some legal stuff here. Right? This is getting a really interesting. And I hope justice is served, and I hope Ray Fisher gets his justice, because it does seem like he knows what he's doing. In that one tweet, this is not just a petty thing. It's not some complaint. It's not just throwing a tantrum. This right here is a legal criminal accusation towards Geoff Johns. And if this is true, workplace retaliation under Section 1102.5 in the California Labor Code, Geoff Johns committed a crime. And he's being accused of being a criminal here. And I don't know what that entails in terms of law and what punishment he needs, but he's definitely, like, Warner Media is gonna have to just take him out of DC Fandome at this point. They have to clear their own name from him. They have to rid their association with an accused criminal right now. So I thought that was huge, and I thought I'd share that with you. It does seem like it's getting to something real soon. So, but I don't want to get you all just bad news and things like that. I want to get some positive stuff, even though this is really, really positive for Ray Fisher. I think he knows what he's doing, and he's ready to take them down. And so I'm really interested to see what happens coming out of this. But speaking of Justice League, right? We're talking about Justice League. Might as well talk about Justice League. We're on that subject. Zack Snyder confirms that the trailer is not a rehash trailer. Okay. And this is coming from a Zack Snyder Vera post, which I'll show you in a bit. But coming from Bruised Wayne 69, Zack confirms the DC Fandome trailer will be different than JL trailer 1 from 2016. I mean, it's obvious, but now we know it will hopefully prove the haters wrong, that it's a whole different movie, right? So, hi Zack, will the upcoming JL trailer at DC Fandome be different than the first JL trailer, which dropped way back in 2016? And he says, oh yes, of course it will. Right, because we were talking about how Stefan and Company 3, and you're seeing like the pictures, and you were like, wait a minute, that looks like trailer 1, where Bruce is trying to find Arthur in the snow and whatever, and I'm like, oh my god, is he just rehashing trailer 1? I saw a lot of posts, and I knew it wasn't, because I knew that this is Zack Snyder. It's going to be different. It's going to show you that this is a different movie than what you got in theaters, right? So I was clear about that. But I figured since he answered, you might as well say it, right? So there you go. It's going to be different. I can guarantee you it's not going to be a rehash of any of the trailers. It may have some scenes, possibly what you've seen before in a better aspect ratio. I mean, like the height and the bottom is going to be bigger. You can see a lot more of that picture than before. And then with probably new music, and better sound effects, better voice sound effects kind of thing. I mean, Steppenwolf is probably sounds scary in this one. He's probably going to scare your kids in this one, so they better watch out. But it's going to be really cool. It's going to be really interesting. But he's definitely working on it now, and he also confirmed to me that this will be available online. But I had to check, because it scares me when they say DC Fandome was only 24 hours only. I'm like, Zack, can we get it online? He says, oh yeah. So okay, so that's great. But that came off from a Vero post that he did. And this is really nothing really, but I mean, it's cool because that's Zack Snyder skateboarding in the House of L, right? He's skateboarding in the, like, dude, what can this guy not do? Seriously, he can skateboard too. He can lift weights. He can throw water bottles right into the trash can. He can make incredible movies. I don't know. This guy's amazing and incredible, but look at that. So I'm thinking, well, why did he post this, right? And so this is my own fan theory, but I'm wondering if he's actually working on like a scene in the House of L, or either Jor-El, maybe something about Jor-El, maybe we're gonna get something like that, or is he working on the Kryptonian ship, a scene from the Kryptonian ship where maybe Superman gets his suit, something like that. I don't know if this is a hint or not, or he's just flipping through the phone and like he saw that. It's like, what, I'm gonna show everybody I know how to skate. I'm pro skater too, like Tony Hawk's got nothing on me, you know. So I don't know, but it's a fun little video, and it just got me thinking. Says, you know, we're getting all these hints for what he's working on, and I'm wondering, him showing that he's in the House of L. I'm just thinking maybe this is a meaning like, you know, that Flash running through the Kryptonian ship or something. I don't know. That's just me. And we'll see if that actually comes true. If in the trailer we do see a little bit more of the Kryptonian ship or Krypton in any case, right? So, but that's the like I said, the trailer's coming at DC Fandom. I cannot wait. It's gonna be. I'm so excited. In less than 9 days, we're gonna get to see. The countdown is 9 days to DC Fandom. 8 by the time you watch this, probably, but. I also noticed that today, DC Comics, that it's Green Lantern. Yeah. In brightest day, in blackest night, in 9 days, DC Fandom takes flight. Right. So I thought that was interesting. Like they pulled this out. And I'm wondering if, you know, this is DC Comics, they're trying to do away, because that literally is it's Geoff Johns. It kind of, in a way, it represents Geoff Johns right now, because he is, hand in hand with Green Lantern, especially in this generation, right? So they put that out, and I'm wondering if that's like just him flexing a little bit, right? So that's what I'm thinking. But in a more positive note, we're probably going to get some Green Lantern content, and HBO Max says it right there. Kill me speculating wildly about what Green Lantern content we might see. I love these accounts. Whoever runs these accounts, HBO Max, they really know how to hype shit up. They know how to hype things up and get us hyped up and wildly guessing what's going to be at DC Fandom. In this case, Green Lantern is something that we're wildly speculating on. So, and it's HBO Max, so it's got to be something on HBO Max if they're talking about that. In addition to comics and things like that, of course, because it's DC Comics. But what else, right? So I think it's gonna be, we're gonna see some content, or I don't know. I don't think they shot anything for the Green Lantern show by Greg Berlanti and of course Geoff Johns. But I'm also wondering, hey, would it hurt to actually learn from here, HBO, from DC Fandom, that the Green Lantern is definitely 100% gonna be in Zack Snyder's Justice League? And are we gonna find out? Or, you know, it could be anybody. It could be Kyle Rayner, Hal Jordan, John Stewart. You know, are we gonna get to find that out at DC Fandom and put it to bed finally? Who's gonna be Green Lantern in Zack Snyder's Justice League? If we're gonna find out. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited, right? I'm excited for any Green Lantern, really, honestly, right? I may be more excited about John Stewart because, you know, I in a way he was my Green Lantern through the Justice League animated series. But whatever, whoever Zack gets, whoever Zack puts up, or if he even announces or even has someone show up as, you know, this is my Green Lantern for Zack Snyder's Justice League, I'll be super stoked and excited. I accept everything you do, Zack. I'm a Zack Snyder stan, and I put my all chips are in. Whatever you want, but I'm excited to actually see that. I would love that. Would be really awesome. So I'm really speculating if we're gonna get to see some of that Green Lantern content along with the Greg Berlanti one that they're gonna put out as well. So that's really exciting, and maybe we won't have to wait that long. Okay, this has been going around today. And I guess it may be actually true. I don't have the other original post that the Krypton Codex actually put it out, but maybe I get to find it a little bit later. But this is from Josh Wilding. He says, FYI, not just the Batman. Okay, I'll start from here. It says DC Fandom is going to be really, really good. Expect some big news tomorrow. And then, you know, Batman. FYI, not just the Batman, but a lot more. It's big DC Fandom news. Check Comic Book Movie at 2 p.m. BST, and I think that's British Standard Time tomorrow, which actually is like in a few hours. It's like 6 hours from now from when I'm recording this, right? So that's gonna be super exciting. And I thought it was. I actually thought. Let me see if I can get Krypton Codex here. I thought this was an actual bogus post. You'll be quite honest. He put this out tomorrow, but I guess it's true because I seriously, man, I don't mean George, sorry, but it's a schedule coming to you Friday, August 14th at 2 p.m. BST, and is this something we've got? Is this real? And he says I've been told it's tomorrow. 2 p.m. BST. I just totally thought it was like bullshit time zone, right? But I looked at them, I was like, oh no, there's an actual BST. I'm not worldly, sorry. And that's British Standard Time. So that's at 2 p.m. British Standard Time Friday, and which is right now it's Friday for a lot of you international people who watch this late at night. For me, real soon you're gonna get to hear some stuff. So I'll probably have another video in the next 6 to 10 hours from now and to cover what's going to happen, the schedule, and I think it's going to be big. I think there's going to be some things in here that will blow our minds from what I'm hearing. And if it doesn't, oh well, we'll wait for DC Fandome. But the schedule is coming. I can't wait to find out what happens, what's going to come. There's some things that are huge, I've heard, and a huge, when they say huge, it's kind of relative because maybe to some it's not that huge and to others it's huge. But I'll share, and of course I'll make a video reacting to whatever news comes out to that. I'm super excited. It's not exactly Christmas Eve for me until like August 21st, the day before, Fandome. But this is the next best thing. You're kind of like, well, these are the presents, right? Here's the presents, and we get to open it on August 22nd. So I think that's exciting because we get to find out what the presents are. I think, and if that's the case, I don't know if there's any surprises or not, but it does get me a little bit excited. So hopefully I can sleep tonight. In any case, right? DC Stan all the way, hell yeah. But yeah, so that is coming out, and I'm really excited, and you guys should be too. I think for you just have to like have breakfast or lunch or whatever, and then you'll find this out real soon. But anyway, all right, that's enough. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for subscribing. I'll see you next time.